Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today we're going to be talking about the PSVR 2. So I have ordered mine. It should be here on Saturday, so just one more work day, and then hopefully it gets here like by 10 or 11 o'clock. Then I can get it all hooked up, get it all situated, and then I'm hoping, after I charge the controllers, all of that stuff, that I'll be able to just go live from like I am right now, and I'll just be like wearing a headset and kind of going live. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do like being able to read the comments with the headset on. I'm wondering if PlayStation has a way to go live from PS5 and still let me be able to see like comments in the headset itself. That would be kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, that would be freaking pretty awesome to live stream VR stuff. So I did end up getting the Horizon bundle. There was nothing preventing me from just buying the base model. I wanted to cover that game. There's some things that I'm specifically looking for when it comes to PlayStation VR 2. I'm looking for visual fidelity, not resolution. I'm looking for visual fidelity. I'm looking for how the type of visuals look, and I'm looking for AAA experience when it comes to PlayStation VR 2. Now that is sadly the one thing that the other VR headsets are missing is that AAA feeling so far in my experience. Now when it comes to racing games, I'm pretty sure that everything coming forward that has VR on the PC, like your F1 games will probably ship with PSVR 2, all of your other stuff. So any of those kind of games, those racing games and stuff, I'm definitely going to be covering those on the PlayStation. After I tested out Saturday on Gran Turismo 7, here's the thing, because I already have Thrustmaster set up. The Camus Direct that I got is that's PC only. So if this thing works out pretty good to the point where it gives me that VR feeling for racing that I want, like a wider field of view, all of that stuff, I will probably, because all I got to do is really just buy the T300 base, because my rim will fit on that, my pedals will work with it. So or maybe I'll reach out to Thrustmaster and see if they would be willing to send me one for the show, but I don't think they will. They're like under $300, so that might change something. That might change, like a little bit of stuff. I really personally do not want to go back to a belt driven wheel, but as I said, as I was reviewing the Camus Direct Drive, or after a couple videos after that, your belt driven wheels are actually pretty okay when you're on tarmac and stuff. They're not bad. They're not bad on that. So I could probably potentially just get that thing going with Gran Turismo, and that would be a pretty low cost of entry. But I'll tell you what, man, I don't want to go back. I really don't want to go back to belt driven wheel. Like, in my only option for a wheel that I can use on all three of them would be Fanatec at this point. So, man, I'm going down this long rabbit hole. Now, I want you guys to understand something. I like I'm more I'm more into what VR has for racing than I would be a Steam Deck. So that's why, I mean, like, ultimately I wanted your guys' feedback. Like, I do. I want your guys' feedback because this channel is built for all of us, and I want your feedback. And I did. I listened to it. And I understand, like this channel, we got this channel, it is pretty, I mean, it's pretty much Xbox focused, but let's be real, man. I've been covering a lot of PlayStation stuff lately, and man, come on, Xbox! Like, I want some first party stuff from them. I'm super looking forward to Forza Motorsport going head to head with Gran Turismo this year. I am very pumped for that. Like, I cannot wait for that, and I want to give Gran Turismo 7 every single chance it has to shine, because I do believe Forza Motorsport is going to usher in the new visuals for what racing sim is going to be like going forward. Like, that is, they're going to set that new bar. Like, I get that. I know that. So when I get back to that, like, I did the poll. I probably shouldn't have done the poll. I get what a lot of you guys are saying right now. I probably shouldn't have done the poll. I probably should have just bought the PSVR like I was planning. Honestly, I should have probably just had a pre-order day one because I wanted it, but in my head I was trying to tell myself, no man, you'd be fine with MetaQuest 2. You can do this, you can do that. But like truth is, man, MetaQuest 2 is fine. But it's so finicky sometimes, man. Like for the first few days after buying that cable, it was working just fine. Now when I try to get in there, it's all like weird and stuff, and it's frustrating. Like I'm getting frustrated with it, and I just want a freaking VR experience to work every freaking time I plug it in. So I got it for the PlayStation, and it's not different. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. I have to plug it in, so we're gonna see, man. We're gonna definitely see how this thing works out, and I'm gonna put it through its paces. I'm gonna put it through its paces. I'm gonna tell you exactly my feelings on it. If my feelings are good about it, if they're bad about it, if there's like things that bug me about it, because I'm not, dude. I'm a grown man with a job that can support himself. I want to try it. I want to try it. I don't need anybody's permission or anything like that. Like, dude, it's something I want to try. It's $550. It's a lot of money for some people. It's definitely, I mean, a pretty big chunk of change, Mama just had surgery. We I thought we were going to be a little bit broker than what because from the way she was talking was having me feeling like we were going to be broke. And so I don't know, man. I got my taxes back like a month earlier than I normally would. Like normally I don't get them until the end of March. So, April was gonna be when, I'd be able to start doing stuff again. So yeah, I got those in, and here's my reasoning, man. I was like, dude, PSVR 2 is brand freaking new. If you buy that right now, and it's like 650, it was like $643. I was like, man, if I just buy that right now, and then I get the Steam Deck later. Dude, the Steam Deck's already been out for a year. And to tell you the truth, man, I'm not really as interested in Steam Deck as I am VR. Like Steam Deck is cool, but if honestly, man, if more people watched my PC videos, my benchmarks and my stuff like that, then it would be more important. But nobody watches those, man. Like I get like maybe 150 to 200, maybe 300 views. The one I ever got the most views on was the Witcher 3 thing, and I couldn't even get the frame counter to work on there. So I mean, it's like PC is part of this channel, but it's not like the main theme or the main focus. Console stuff is. That's what I want to build this channel around, and I want PC to be there because I mean, theoretically, when I get game code, they usually want to send it to me on PC. And dude, I've passed up a lot of codes because I didn't want to cover them on there. But then now, it's like I still end up just buying them on the console and getting the review code for the PC so that I can cover it both ways. And I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if you could tell. I'm kind of excited, man. I am really excited for this. I've listened to a lot of negative stuff. I've listened to a lot of positive stuff, but I want to make my own mind up. I want to make my own mind up, and I want to bring you some coverage, man. I want to try to make coverage that nobody else is going to make because there's specific games that I'm going to cover on VR that people are that kind of have a theme with this channel, like sim racing and stuff. And mostly like the AAA stuff. I want to cover the AAA stuff. I want to be able to like I want to make I want VR to be more mainstream because I like it, dude. There's so many different applications that you can use VR for that are that are potentially life changing. The other day when I got that freaking wire, when I got that cable for my MetaQuest 2, and I got in there on that direct drive wheel and I was playing that dirt rally. I mean, you can hear it in the video I've uploaded, man. When you take off, it's like, whoa, that felt so cool. And I mean, like, the immersion was pretty good on that. It's like, it's great. I love it. I do love that. So, like, I'm really excited for this PSVR. This thing's got HDR in the screen, like HDR, man. Like I don't get that with MetaQuest 2. It's just it looks I mean it's bright, it looks fine, it looks bright, whatever, but man, I'm excited to see what this thing is, man. I'm excited to see how Sony positions this headset. Now I know there's a lot of stuff out there, people talking about mirror, people talking about, like screen door effect, stuff like that, low resolution, stuff. These are all things that could potentially be worked out. This is early software. This is like day one software that we're talking about. So that gives me hope because I mean, like, let's put it this way, man. My experience with PSVR 1 was not bad. It wasn't terrible, even on a PS4 Pro. Like it wasn't a bad experience. I did like it. I did enjoy it. The kids enjoyed it. My daughter's so happy right now that we got PSVR 2. She's super stoked. She wants to play Beat Saber on it. That's the kind of thing, man. Like I love my kids. I love playing this stuff with them, and they're never gonna touch a Steam Deck. I mean, Junior might. Junior might. Like if honestly, if it turns out to be like when I get that Steam Deck, if I really don't use it a lot, I'll probably just give it to him and let him play the games on there. That's probably what I'll do. He likes the Nintendo Switch, so that's probably what I do. I did promise I would get one for the channel, so I will get one this year. But right now, man, PSVR 2 is new. PSVR 2 is something that I want to experience. So I'm gonna experience it, man. Like worst case scenario, in 5 years, it gets there's a $20 app so I can use it on my PC, and then that'll be fine because then I can play all my racing games. But like as it sits right now, I was pretty happy with the PSVR 1. It did suck, because mostly everything was tech demo. So I'm really hoping that PlayStation can eventually change that and make it better. There's a lot riding on this for PlayStation. There's a lot riding on this in the VR industry in general because the MetaQuest 3 should be coming out this year. Um, I might cover that one too because everything will be backward compatible, all of that stuff, hopefully. If that is the case, if everything's backward compatible, then because my kids really like the Quest. They do. They love the Quest. They'll be able to play around with the MetaQuest 2 and 3. That was something that I would just buy like for the family. But I don't know, man. I like VR, but if Sony doesn't impress me with this, and if Quest 3 doesn't impress me with this, because those are the products that are aimed for the mass market. You've got your high-end PC stuff. I was thinking about getting one of those, but I mean, it just yeah. I was thinking about getting one of those, but I think PSVR 2 would be. I think that's the best choice right now. I think that's the best choice, man. I honestly do. I think it's the best choice for me at this moment. And I'm excited to see what Sony can do for it. And if they're really serious about this, yeah, dude, I want to help. I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of, VR going forward because it is pretty cool technology. I'm sold on the racing point. Like I'm already sold. Like I'm already sold on just the MetaQuest 2. Like I'm sold. So if PlayStation VR 2 can intensify that experience, just the HDR alone is going to change some things. Don't really know how I feel about the foveated rendering, man. I feel like Checkerbirds and Fuzz K is going to be running wild in this headset, and that's a possibility. But I am a lot more lenient with the VR visuals than I am with on a 4K screen. I just am, like everybody is in general, because you as much as I want it to look pixel perfect and sharp in the VR headset, I do understand that there's going to be limitations because of, I understand that. Like I understand the limitations, and I would much rather have a good playing game that's fun to play as opposed to it being just bogged down, because Sony really does have that. It just as soon give you 30 frames a second. Thankfully, it's uncomfortable at 30 frames a second in VR. So hopefully that isn't going to be the case. Like hopefully it will be a solid experience. Because most of the time, like I never really got sick that much on the PSVR 1, and I played a lot of games. I played a lot of games on there, so I don't necessarily have too many problems with that. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. We're gonna check this thing out. Like this is gonna be cool. If I get it Saturday, I'll be able to play around with it all weekend. That'll be fun, man. Tomorrow, I'm gonna work after I get home from work. I'm gonna work on some Wolong Fallen Dynasty, see how far I can get into that. See if that game stresses me out. Um, I I I don't mind the stress of playing them hard games, but at the same time, like if I don't have time to like actually sit down and just keep going through it and going through it and going through it, man, it just gets frustrating because I don't know. I want to play those games, but I don't necessarily have to beat them to get my money's worth out of them. So, all right, man. If you guys like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm excited about this. I hope you guys are excited for the channel and for the growth and everything else, man, because I really like doing this, and I really like new tech. I really like new tech. I think it's pretty cool. So, all right, guys, we'll see you in the next one.